everybody, this be. Um, so this game, there's some warnings I would like to discuss. It includes depictions of horror elements, human/animal violence, death, abuse, abusive relationships, disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images, lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears, phobias may not have a safe experience playing this game. For full list of content triggers warnings, go to the About section in the game menu. This is do not take this cat home. So, I was looking at it. I found it on itch.io. And I just want you to guys check it out. It looks really cute, but also I have no idea what I'm about to get into, to be honest. I've never seen anyone. Please take care of yourself. Yes, definitely please take care of yourself. I'm not doing this to freak anyone out. I'm just doing this part of Spooky Week, and I thought, ooh, a kitty. What could possibly go wrong? So, you know. Oh, look at it. It's so cute. Do not take this cat home. You're not having a great day, as usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn to head home when... Aw, meow. Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Kitty! Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh, guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Meow. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before, but if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you mind bowing down to the feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in a cardboard boxes these days anyways? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Well, obviously. Okay. Should I just not take the cat home right away? We're going to take the cat home, and then we'll go back to see the other option. Take the cat home. We're going to go against the game. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? Meow. You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Oh, it's purring. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to the shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? Meow. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. One bedroom, one bathroom, one you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being beside it after so long, even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food on the saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread, toasted, mayo and mustard spread. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Tomato slice. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and a sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just then. You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Meow? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyways. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not. It's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with the bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning out the kitchen. While trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Meow. 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 Come on. Enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down? You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up a... Uh-oh. Oh no. The lights just went out? Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Oh my god. The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out, after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, As soon as the thought entered, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with your flashlight trained on it. Oh, the flashlight flickers, and the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of your blood in your heart, is overridden as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Oh God, that was so creepy. Let's play. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens with you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in a haste, and you fall to the ground. Oh no. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. The knife. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside, with the light pouring in front of you now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your Open the door screech to a halt, and as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at, it's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from your earlier blunder. But that's not right. Wasn't it completely clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it, when you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight, and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Ah! Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breath, discordant against static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if to respond to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shuddering, shoulders twitching as if it just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emanating from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything, except your blood. You just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts, but you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Okay. We're gonna keep running. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending of 0. It begins. What? It begins. Something happened. You think anyways. You can't remember what. Interesting. You're walking, right? Of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Oh my god, we're in a loop. Meow? Huh. What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound of the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward. And the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softens your steps. Meow meow. Finally, a sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious? Meow. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Meow. So? You look so familiar, right? Meow. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie, though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. We're gonna... Okay, just out of curiosity. We're not gonna take the cat home. Do not take the cat home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. Meow? You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You could barely afford this little outing on your day off. Meow. What to do? We're gonna leave the cat, just see. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up on having someone to look after it if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? Sorry, you see around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out the alleyway when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. Meow, meow, meow. Ah. This makes me sad. We're gonna ignore it. Nope, nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's best for the both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you've forgotten that you still haven't decided what you were going to do for your day off. I think let's go to the dog park. You decide to take a stroll in the park or something. The only one within walking distance is a nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First you could see a cute cat today, and now you could see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions. Playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Such whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy mutts. Whoa! What's wrong? You didn't think that. You decide to move on. The dogs are so adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. But you know not all the owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. Bark? Oh! You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen scampers up to you, blocking your path. No! No! What is happening? Why are these options? I'm scared. Oh. I'm so scared to pick up the puppy. Leave the park. Yes, leave. Dogs are stupid. Now what? Oh, I was so scared. Okay. Oh my god. Oh god. I could've... Go watch a movie. It begins a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to the movie theater. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though, you're not exactly a fan of the crowds. And nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. Let's go to an old one. You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. It's barren of any traces of other people, and the decor looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s. Maybe even the 70s, but it's what you were counting on. You consider buying some popcorn, but can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater designated on your ticket stub. And as expected, the theater your movie will be playing is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking the consideration the gap of the staircase. As you settle in, the dim light fades away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on, no commercials or trailers pop up, the movie just begins. Please, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment, after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater, before heading in your general direction. Is it the cat? What? Are you kidding me? You gape in utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. There's no one else here and plenty of space to sit. Stranger is also unusually tall. Even with the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on a somewhat steep incline, they're completely blocking your view. Move to another spot. You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. This whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would they choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see past them. Are you seriously going to move? Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick another, less perfect seat in the theater. But, as you settle down, you see the stranger person get up, only to once again sit down in the seat directly in front of you. You look around somewhat helplessly, as if waiting for someone to silently agree with you about how odd all this is, or to at least inform you that it's all an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you're always liked it, but you can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here if it meant not being alone with this weird jerk. Okay, we're gonna confront him. You hate confrontation. You can already feel your palms starting to sweat at the idea. Your throat's closing up and your body's starting to shake. You've always been more of a flighter than a fighter, but you paid for this ticket. You wanted to watch this movie for ages, and now this total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone at theater. There's no one else who will help you if something goes wrong. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of your body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and the stranger. You stand up, even standing higher up on the incline. The stranger is still at least a head taller than you. The movie continues to play in the background, but you feel as if hush immediately follows heavily over the theater at your movement, as if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you're planning to do next. You square your shoulders as you force a little bass into your voice. Hey! The effort makes your words come out more harshly than you intended, like a sudden vicious bark. But you figure they deserve it anyways. You're being a real jerk, you know that. Just what are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is deafening. So much that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused. Your attention is ripped back to the stranger in front of you as they shift slightly, like a small animal trying desperately to anticipate the moves of a predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Instead, your eyes widen as the person ahead turns. Then turns some more. Then turns more beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to face you directly. Ah, you can't move. Wide glowing eyes resting above a wider grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opens their mouth and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. What the heck? It's a cat. Yeah. Yeah. The voice is endlessly deep and creaks like a weighty door, foreboding and oddly melodic, alluring, but it also snaps you out of your terrified trance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. You run through the halls of the empty theater, heading for the exit. You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit now is in sight. You sprint forward, burst through the doors. You look frantically and spot the crowded cinema across the street. People, that's what you need. Safety in numbers and all that. Without thinking, you rush into the street with a sinking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Don't look behind you. Look behind you. Okay, last time I didn't look behind me. We're gonna look this time. Despite your resistance, you feel your head turning to look back on its own accord, while in the middle of the street. Oh, interesting. You catch a glimpse of the grotesque-looking person standing behind the glass doors of the old theater, watching you intensely, cradling something in their arms. Something familiar. But, oh, we got hit. You? You. A glimpse is all you get, as a truck speeds forward and crushes into your body. Ooh, we died. Oopsie. You're killed on impact, your body splattered across the road and crushed further under the heavy tires, and in poor screening arrangements. Cool, so. Cool. See, we're getting all these endings. This is an interesting little game. I'm gonna load that dog just real quick. Now, beware. We're gonna pick up this dog. Pick up the puppy. You pick up the I knew it was good. Oh my god. Terrified, you drop the puppy to the ground, practically throwing it from you. You immediately feel horrible wincing and guilt as the tiny yelp it releases upon hitting the ground. The owner shoves you aside with a cutting glare and storms away with their puppy. I'm sorry, you call out, but they don't turn back or respond. Not that you expected them to. You deserved it. You're not feeling so great about leaving at the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave. We're gonna stay at the park. You stay at the park. You try to calm down by watching all the dogs. From afar, you walk along the path, but every so often, one will run up to you. And when they do, they look wrong. Their owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench and sit down for a quick break, closing your eyes. Maybe. This wasn't the best idea after all. Maybe. Oh, cat. You should have stayed with me instead. You've broken out of your thoughts when something lands gently on your lap. You look down and see a frisbee on your thighs. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw that back? You look, see an owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly, bark, bark, bark! Bark. Bark. Oh, excited puppy jerks towards you, and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. You. Bark, bark. Oh, we're not doing okay. Oh, we're not doing good. A series of barks jerks towards you and see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hurry and throw it back. Oh, throw. You throw the frisbee and the dog runs in the opposite direction, jumping, catching it right out of the air. I didn't realize there's a timer. Impressive. The dog and the owner walk up to you. Thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. Oh, the dog looks at you, eager for the rewards of pets and pats catching the frisbee. You, should I? Pet talk. Really? Are you sure? I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt. Oh, I'm so scared. Or you'll regret it. Pet the dog. Please, please, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't make me hurt the puppy. You reach out your hand. And you pet the dog. Arf, arf. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well. Suddenly. Oh no, the sky begins to darken rapidly. You look along with all the pet owners, see the sun has been eclipsed by the moon in the blink of an eye. You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse, but for some reason, you don't look away. Oh my god. A loud piercing yell fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. You suddenly move to lift your hand in order to shield your ears, but... But the hand that has been cautiously pressed to the dog's head becomes away with some resistance. Resistance like sticky slime and cement in your hand to the dog's head. The slime stretches with your movement. Dog head stretches with it too. The canine begins to just melt. It melts and melts. And it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. You gaze look down the owner only to find an empty pile of familiar clothes where they once stood. You see similar piles of clothes next to the piles of goo scattered across the park open field. All the dogs, all the owners, they melted goo of dog in front of you starts to move with a shudder. What have I done? It slithers across the grass towards the field in the center of the park, all the other piles of goo forming after it. This is one bad acid trip. They mix and meld together into a single entity that shifts and undulates, bulges, and grows. You watch it in dazed horror as then fills out the shape in itself. Is it a cat? Oh my god. A behemoth of a dog. Snarling and frothing at the mouth, red eyes frantic and searching, before glowing orbs lunge directly at you. Rrrr. The rumbling growl emits so low and deep you can feel the sound of the crash into you. Leave the park? No. You had your chance. Better start running. You try to run, but you're not fast enough. The behemoth barely takes a few leaps before it's already towering over you. Oh, we're dead. It tears you apart until there's nothing left. Ending dog person. Alright, I think we're done for today on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is definitely an interesting video. Definitely though, like I said, consider these warnings. This is definitely a horror game. Uh, and it's only gonna probably get darker from here, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.